Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's second topic, everybody got to get better. Look. Guys, now look, I've been pounding this table for the Ravens to build a fortress around Lamar Jackson. We all know that. That's my personal feeling. It's my opinion, which my opinion is based on facts. But there was something that somebody put out. I believe his name is Sega Genesis on Twitter. Shout outs to him. And I checked and it's all on the up and up. He put out a stat that I loved, right? Well, I didn't love it, but I liked that he put it out there. And pretty much it said that because when the team was 1-5, when he had a passer rating, Lamar Jackson under 114, they're still 1-5 when he has a passer rating under 120 in the playoffs, and he's 0-4 when he rushes for less than 80 yards. They are extremely Lamar dependent, and I always show love. It's right here. This is the tweet that he was responding to somebody on the Warren Sharp tweet that I had already covered. He was responding to that. And I want to make sure that I say this, right? Because once again, this holds back credence to what we were talking about before, about how in the playoffs, the Baltimore Ravens are blitzed 53% of the time. Now, the O-line, okay, that's there. I've said that, been there, done that. We know there's been a problem. But you see the weapons, why I've been championing Isaiah Likely to start and be that guy to break loose is because of factors like this. It's because of factors like this. Because it all plays a factor. If you got a guy on the outside that you cannot guard one-on-one, they can't blitz you 53% of the time. What they're doing is that the teams are looking at our team and saying, look, they are overly reliant on him. If we press those receivers, they ain't making it off the line of scrimmage. Those weapons, they ain't making it off the line of scrimmage. Press them. And then blitz him. And they're not going to get out of their break fast enough or be able to move around or do, backyard football if there's already pressure in his face. He's going to have to carry all the load. And that's been a problem. I want to make sure that I say this, because I brought this up. I said, I don't consider Zay a top 15 wide receiver in the league, because to me, he's not. I don't know how you could see him play, watch him play, and watch other people play and put him top 10. I know some Raven fans are arguing, oh, he's top 10, he's top this, he's top that. I don't have him top 15. Now, if Zay Flowers took another leap forward, if Isaiah Likely was allowed to be the weapon that we all know, not even think, we all know he could be, then they can't blitz that much. You know what happens then? Takes the pressure off the O-line. I want to make sure that I say it's in context. Football is the ultimate team sport. Everything feeds off of each other. Now, you can have a dominating individual performer like a young Cam Newton or a now multiple MVP Lamar Jackson or a former Peyton Manning when he was on the Colts, right? That are just so great individually that they can just put a lot on their back and carry everybody forward. The problem with that is when those screws get tightened and the pressure starts to mount, now you have to do even more. And when you have to do even more, when the stakes are the highest or at their most, and people around you are failing you, now you start making mistakes because you're no longer able to cover up for their mistakes. That's been a problem. Look, guys, I'm pretty simple. Give Isaiah Likely the ball through the air. He's our best weapon through the air. Bateman's our best overall receiver, But Zay is probably our most electric weapon. And that's how you attack him. You move, you stretch, run, everything, like play action, all those things. We couldn't even do play action a lot because they were blitzing through the gaps and meeting Derrick Henry in the backfield. And once again, could they even do a little better if our O-line held up better? Yes. But at the same notion, if they were able to get off those blocks quick, we already know Lamar could throw. Lamar, the stats that Warren Sharp put up said that not only is Lamar the best overall when it's a clean pocket, he's the best overall in all the other statistical categories when you look at them in culmination together. Then when you say, okay, let's look at it when he's blitzed, he's still top 3 in the league when he's blitzed. So it's like, we're watching something amazing every week. And because he makes amazing happen every week, and I've said this multiple times, we get accustomed to that. And when he's no longer able to make magic happen, we say, well, why couldn't you make magic happen now? But we've watched him make magic happen in the playoffs. We watched what he did against the Texans. We watched what he did against the Titans. Like, he's made magic happen already. The problem is when those screws, the coaches coach tight, the O-line can't block, receivers ain't getting off press, and there's a crap load of drops, i.e. Mark Andrews. I'm just saying that reading this, once again, if our weapons do better, it alleviates the pressure off of the line. That's the one thing that Flacco had during that run. All of his weapons were making the plays that were asked of them to make. If it was thrown in their direction, they're coming out with the ball. No matter who's over there, how many people are over there. If I throw it in your direction, come out with the ball. I don't care if it's cold. I don't care if it's rainy. I don't care if it's hot. I don't care if you haven't drank water. I don't care if your gloves feel a little bit slippery. Do what you got to do to make sure that you come down with that ball. And they did that. This is the biggest reason why I want to move off of Mark Andrews so bad, is because the Ravens are still going to lean on Mark. And Mark is not a bad regular season tight end at no stretch of the imagination. The problem is that you're stealing the rapport from an Isaiah Likely and a Lamar, which could take 2 or 3 levels going up. And then when teams know that, hey, because everything is about balance. If they know, Isaiah Likely's getting everybody. How many yards you got? You got 1,300 yards, 1,200 yards. Nobody can guard him. We'll put our best corner on him. Trickle-down effect. So we're going to put a corner in the slot to guard him. Okay, your best corner. So then that means your second best corner, is guarding either Zay Flowers or Bateman. Most likely your second best corner is going to be guarding Zay. So that means your third best corner is guarding Bateman. So that means Bateman's going to be able to cook all game long. Because he's going against the guy that's not even supposed to be on the field. That's the trickle-down effect I'm talking about. And if we're able to do that, it's ours, meaning the Super Bowl. But I always said, if you're not going to have the best weapons, give them a fortress. You cannot say, we're not going to give you a fortress and we're not going to give you the best weapons. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. I'm sorry. But shout out to Sega Genesis for that. I love that point. I love that he put those stats out. And I checked them. They're factual. That's crazy, right? But we're too Lamar dependent. It's time for everybody else to step up and let's go get this championship. And I believe once they win one, they'll win multiple. But what do you guys think? Do you think the Baltimore Ravens are too dependent on Lamar Jackson? And do you think that the wide receivers need to take another step forward in their progression of greatness? And do you think that Isaiah Likely needs to get the ball more? Because if that starts to happen, it makes the job easier on Zay and Bateman, which also makes the job then easier on the offensive line. Let me know what you think down in the comment section, please. All right? But as always, that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank you for watching. I know we get down, we have fun, and we laugh. But everything we talk about, we do what? Facts and truth. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. Guys, you know I love the comments. And if you haven't already done so, check out the Wunderkind Morning Show. Yes, live Monday through Thursdays, 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. in the mornings, where we cover all hot topics in sports. And we have a nostalgia trivia at the end of every show from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, put a smile on your face. So be there or be squared. Also, if you'd like to donate to the channel, help out with equipment and such stuff like that, bottom of the screen, QR codes to a Cash App. Cash App located in the description of every video that we do. Name of it is money sign, The Wunderkind Show. Super easy. But that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show. This show is Nitro signing off. And as always, you know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Huh? Yerp!
Finish him, Daddy.